Okay. I'd like to call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. The board members present today are Janet Herman, Chairman, and Angelia Bills, Vice Chairman. The BZA coordinator is Debbie Nesbitt, and a planning manager is Mel Wilson, and staff planners are Abby Freudel and Gretchen Arnold. First, I offer into the record the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, May 18th, 2022. The board hereby takes an official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended. Next, I call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of May 4th, 2022.
So moved.
And I will second. The hearing procedure is informal, but is a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record. The petitioner will be unmuted, state their name, and make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the requested variance. The board will not consider financial hardships. Board members may ask questions to clarify facts. When the board is satisfied with the material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there is anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To indicate you would like to speak, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read them into the record. Before I call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to bring in additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will call for a vote. At that time, the discussion has ended and no further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today. 2 members of the board must vote in favor of the petition for it to be approved. Since there's only 2 of us today, if it's a split vote, then we will wait for the other member to be able to hear this petition and make his vote. If a variance is approved, you have 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. This must be done within 30 days of the decision. Paperwork indicating the board's decision will be mailed to the petitioners.
44-22 Stephen Maples requests an exception to the rear yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a deck at 1631 Praise Boulevard, maintaining a rear yard of 11 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the R2 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance and PEU Ordinance 13,338. Okay, Mr. Maples, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Yes, what I'm doing here is I'm replacing an existing deck, and that is the length protruding from the house today, and I want to stay with that length and that, basically the same footprint. The deck I'm replacing is a 30-year-old wooden deck, and I'm going to be replacing it with a composite deck.
Okay. And you're going to put it in the same footprint, you said, correct?
Yeah. As far as the protrusion into the backyard, correct. It is going to be longer, but the depth of it, or I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. You know, the protrusion into the backyard is just going to stay at the same 11 foot that it is today.
Okay. We're seeing a picture of it now. So it's just because it's in disrepair, correct? Is that the
Yeah. It's an old deck.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Angelia, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone on this Webex that would like to speak in favor or opposition? Please click the hand next to your name.
I don't see anyone, so at this time, I'm going to mute all the petitioners except for board members.
Okay. 44-22 I'm going to vote to approve the variance as advertised. The hardship being the deck is 30 years old and needs to be repaired, and they're putting it back, and they're going to have the same 11 feet, in lieu of 15 feet as they've had for the past 30 years. Nothing has changed there.
I second it.
Okay. Mr. Maples, your paperwork will be sent to you.
45-22 Laurie Brisco requests an exception to the side yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a pavilion on an existing deck at 10538 Twilight Drive, maintaining a side yard of 9 feet in lieu of 10 feet as required by the R2 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Okay, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
All right, thank you. What you had just said is accurate. Currently today, I also have a pool house that sits on the property in which was built years ago, and that we actually had a variance for. And the variance was approved for a 6-foot line to the property. So the existing deck, as you see there, the requirement is 10 feet. The existing deck is 9 feet, and I am asking for a variance to be approved for the 1-foot difference.
Okay. What exactly is a pavilion that you're putting on the existing deck? Oh.
What you see, right? Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's a copy of it right there.
Okay.
And we will be working with the proper folks to get the permit. We realize we have to do some additional work, but we have to first get the approval for the variance.
So how tall? So that's going to go over the existing deck or patio that's there right now. That's the only thing you're asking
Yes, ma'am.
for? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It is detached. It'll simply sit on top of the deck, and it will be lower in height than the current pool house itself.
Okay. Oh, I see down here at the bottom it says 10 feet, 10 inches or something. Okay. So it's not going to be too terribly tall. All right.
No, ma'am.
Angelia, do you have any questions?
Just a clarification. So the actual pavilion is going to provide, it's actually, you're going to need an extra foot of, I guess, variance in order for for you to put the pavilion on, correct?
Yes, right.
Because
You see where the red is?
Mm-hmm. So it
I'm
kind of
sorry,
sits a little, it kind of sits a little outside of the deck. It's not attached to the deck, right?
It's going to sit on top of the deck. So the deck itself is 12 feet wide. So the red area that you see is 12 by 12. So we're going to come out slightly to the left. So in other words, if you look at the drawing on your right-hand side, you'll see that red line starts there. That's 12. And then if you move to the left, it shows 12 foot, but we're going to come out 2 more feet to put the piers in. So we have to work with the building committee, the planning committee to do that. But first we had to get the variance approved so that we could have 9 foot away and keep it there instead of having to tear out a complete deck.
Okay. I don't have any more questions.
All right. Is there anyone on this WebEx that's in favor or opposition? Please hit the hand next to your name to speak.
I don't see anyone, so at this time I'm going to mute all petitioners except for the board members.
So Hearing none, what is that line item number again?
45-22.
45-22, I vote to approve the variance as advertised, and the hardship just being the need for coverage from weather protection.
All right, and I will second that. So, Ms. Brisco, we will send you your paperwork in the mail. Oh, she's muted, I forgot. Okay. That's all we have for this evening, right, Abby?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, well, our meeting is adjourned.
Thank you all.
Okay. Noah, do